Spot number 3 on our list of Mavericks is Storm Eagle from Mega Man X, which, man, this was such a hard choice. It's no secret that the first X game is my all-time favorite, and narrowing it down to one representative took some really hard thought, but I think Eagle really nails it. Mega Man X is a perfect successor to the classic series, bringing numerous advancements to the franchise, greatly refreshing it as a result. And while there are several instances of this in the boss fights of the game, Storm Eagle is by far the best example I could come up with of how everything has been ramped up. First, let's talk about his arena. Rather than entering a standard boss room, which up until now has been more or less exactly the same for 6 years, X boards the Death Roguemer battleship, the same ship that led the raid on Central Highway and deployed Vile against X earlier in the game. Not only does X manage to get inside, but he finds a way to destroy the upper deck. This is huge for so many reasons. For one, this marks the first stage boss battle not contained in a single room. There's a vivid sky backdrop as X and Eagle battle on a half-destroyed flying battleship. This means X has to deal with his opponent as well as the risk of falling on either side of the arena. It's rare that a boss room contains instant death, and this is the first of its kind in that category. It also shows that the stakes have literally never been higher. It's a new type of battle in a new type of story, and it sets a major standard for what this conflict is like for the games to come. This is highlighted particularly well when Eagle is defeated. Because of the chaos of the battle, the Roguemer is disabled and begins falling from the sky, ultimately crashing into the city's power plant. While this marks a well-designed bit of stage interaction, it's also really heavy to think about. This is a major point of damage in an already tragic war. Picture that from the perspective of a civilian, or a worker still near the power plant. It shows that this is a real conflict with real threat and real damage, which is a theme that continues to progress throughout the X series and beyond. But that's enough about this stage. In combat, Storm Eagle is capable of using several different abilities. He can fly effortlessly around the arena, allowing him to get out of X's reach and counterattack by diving downwards. This agility is made even more impressive when you remember that this battle is taking place on and around an airship flying at unknown high speeds. He's also capable of launching an egg which contains 4 small bird mechanoids, which will pursue X in a straight line. While easy to shoot down, they can lead to losing ground and should be dealt with both quickly and cautiously. Finally, Eagle can land and generate high winds by flapping his powerful wings in an attempt to blow X off the edge of the ship, or fire a storm tornado shot to achieve the same effect. The two attacks are only able to push X backwards, but differ in their reach and speed. Storm Tornado will launch X very fast, but is narrow and can be jumped over or dashed through in about one motion, while the Gale Wind is slower but cannot be directly evaded. Eagle also seems to have a fairly consistent backstory as well. Much of the story for X1's bosses comes from the Maverick Hunter X remake. However, his has remained surprisingly similar throughout other appearances, such as in the Rockman X manga. Storm Eagle was the commander of the 7th Air Cavalry unit of the Maverick Hunters. During his time serving, he was very popular with his unit, being powerful and likable, albeit slightly smug at times. All in all, an extremely good Maverick Hunter. He was also close friends with Overdrive Ostrich and Storm Owl, with Ostrich even being a member of his unit before he lost his ability to fly. When Sigma began his revolt, Eagle was never actually turned into a Maverick, at least not by Virus or by choice. This is where things can differ depending on the source of the story. In the manga, Eagle fights against X fiercely up until his wings are destroyed and he is barely able to move. Before X finishes him, already reluctant due to them once being allies, Zero steps in and reveals that Eagle was acting as a double agent and taking his role to a needless extreme. Similarly, in Maverick Hunter X, Eagle actually directly confronted Sigma in an attempt to stop him by himself, but was defeated by Sigma's superior strength and combat abilities. As a result, Sigma forced Eagle to join him, which Eagle regretfully accepted due to his sense of pride and honor. Unable to break his word, he fights against X, telling him he owes him a proper fight and will not hold back. In either scenario, Storm Eagle fights against X with a heavy heart, knowing that he was unable to change things, but believing that X could. He tries to put a stop to Sigma, and ultimately lends X his power so that he can do it in his stead. He has regret for his actions, but holds on to hope, ultimately dying as much of a hero as he was before Sigma's war began. Eagle brought fantastic design and fantastic story to the series, and continued being a lasting presence for many games to come. His iconic design, powerful abilities, and thoughtful story really cause him to stand out, making him the perfect face of X1's masterful design.